Okay. This is interesting. What is the most treasured item in your possession, and what's its story? I like that. So we'll post that into the chat in the game. All right. While you ruminate on that, would anybody for a recapspiration like to sum up what happened last time? I feel like a decent amount of things happened last time. Yeah. Oh, Daniel coming in with a 20. Awesome. All right. Anybody want to beat a 20? Going once, going twice. Okay. Daniel, what happened last week?
All right. Well, dear diary, it was a hell of a night. He has night war towards morning, The Walking Dead. We kind of retreated to our respective rooms to kind of try and find whatever solace was left. With the switching hour.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a mind reader, but I kind of get these recapspiration insights into what's going on around me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's my superpower. It doesn't really matter anyway, because like these guest room walls, they're thin, and none of these guys have indoor voices. So yeah, after we split up, Tiernan, he had a chat with our new boy Taltos out in the hall. They talked about Strahd, and Tiernan, he seems to think that playing to Strahd's arrogance might be a good way to deal with him and get out of the castle alive. Maybe he's not wrong. They talked about Zelenka Pass and all the rituals, and how to work up the wine stones. It was, it could have been an email, but they had a meeting. It was all right. Let's see. Then Tiernan went to go talk to Shane, who was, a little busy with Clean Sweep. We'll let what they were up to the imaginations of the audience.
Wow.
I know. Let's just say one of them was in a more dominant position than the other.
Wow.
But yeah, Tiernan and Shane, I'm not going to lie, diary, they talked a lot of shit, mostly about how dangerous the rest of us were getting, while completely ignoring the complete graveyards they filled in the last month. It's awareness.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure they voted Anna off the island. It's not really fair. They don't really understand, what our Dark Passengers, are pushing on us, and I kind of hope they never do. Then Tiernan getting tired took Armenia to bed. That poor girl, even Ludmilla gave me a safe word. I gotta talk to her about that stuff. Mine was pineapple.
It's always pineapple.
It is. It's a safe word. I didn't even bother trying to sleep. It was just too restless. The lightning walked, the thunder talked, but inside silence swelled through the halls. I kind of feel like this whole night was just some kind of crucible or team building exercise. It's going to forge us into something really great or kind of tear us apart, and at the end of it, I don't quite know. Anyway, my head finally cleared because I was tripping balls all night. I checked out the Heart of Winter. I killed like 3 Faithless to help win this thing, so I was like, I'm gonna check it out. I was kind of a cash man, never really into jewels, but this thing was it was beautiful. It just seemed so capable of so much. It was becoming very precious to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking, it's like, Irenia's asleep. I could just grab the other one. Zaluk and I, we could probably, we're sneaky enough. I bet we could find a meal, just, get him, spring him out, and just bounce and be miles away by the time, everyone else woke up. And with her back at my side, who knows? We can get the 3rd stone, and then, Sparky. Me and Sparky, we could figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I don't know if it's just the tiredness or that opium or just the horrors of the night, but I started seeing my own ghosts. Anywhere else, and I'd say I was going crazy, but here, question mark. Anton, Solveig, those 2 young boys. There they were, the day that they died. Climbing up the castle walls, just climbing to their deaths. I slammed that window shut. Enough of that shit. I wasn't gonna deal with that. But I must have woken up Zulika, or she had never gone to sleep herself. It's kind of hard to tell with her. She's kind of one of those, I think, pretends to sleep and then pretends you're sleeping. But I don't know, she tried to get me to kind of explain to her what everyone's deal was, and it was kind of hard to explain, especially with those, massive honkers in my face. And, I don't expect you to believe me, Diary, but, one of the hardest truths that I've had to learn is you can actually get tired of looking at all that. You get tired of it. But I explained that I think we're all starting to come around to the idea that helping Strahd achieves the same thing for Barovia as killing him would. But it was a pill we were all kind of having a trouble swallowing. Myself included. I kind of made, a promise to, Sparky and the Blood Spear that I'd rather die than be anyone's bitch. And helping Strahd kind of feels like bitching. But then Lucas, she started giving me those eyes. The ones that say, you should go, but it would be so much fun if you stayed. That's how Daniel remembers it. Not wanting to have, died from snoo stew on the back of my Taroka card, I left. Conflicted, burdened, and bothered. I did the only same thing, and I went to go see Shane Masters. And by the look of, his bathroom, that was a mess, and his supernatural nightlight, I'd say, he was also dealing with his own ghosts, but he didn't want to talk about them. He was concerned, however, about, the toll our dark passengers were having on us, especially, Darius and Anna, and, myself included. I can't really speak for the others, but, in that moment of weakness, I did really admit, that mine was taking a toll. It's kind of just concerned that I might, eventually give in to the darkness and, betray my sacrifice to the Blood Spear. I made Shane promise, to kill me in case that happened. I don't know, it seemed dramatic at the time. Some time passed, and then off in the other room, Darius must have also been having a rough night. Bad dreams, and then, he had a conversation with Taltos. They had this big, long heart-to-heart about, their dog-owner relationship. Followed by an appeal to Darius's immortal soul, kind of what we kind of always have. Just trying to hold on to ourselves. Shortly after, we were roused by Lily of the Cold Shoulders. As we gathered, I couldn't help but notice that, Darius had not only regrown a hand, but got completely swole in the night. And I was just like, what in the world is that costing? Then Lily, she'd been trying to give us a pep talk. It was a bad one. She's like tried to empathize with our situations, our burdens, and the choice that was awaiting us, but it kind of came across, kind of cold, a little taunting, like she was completely dead inside. And the only thing she could remember, was petty cruelty. I kind of pitied her a little bit. But alone, we did call the question, do we help Strahd? It was moot at the point, I think. We knew the choice was kind of an illusion. That was, help Strahd or else, but we also understood that, he would turn on us. That he wouldn't be able to help himself. And Anna, who apparently slept like the dead, was thoroughly over Bayvon Zarovich, but she did concede that the only way forward was to submit for now. I could tell that, that was really hard for her to admit. I could have hugged her. That poor woman. I mean, what was Mr. Spooky doing to her in there? On our way to breakfast, we ran into Eloise, the most dangerous little dragon tamer in Barovia. Despite a look of, desperate unhappiness, she seemed to possess a deep insight, especially towards Darius. They had a conversation and kind of left Darius a little shaken. The long and the short of breakfast is that we agreed to help Strahd. He couldn't help but, monologue a little bit. He kind of sounds, tired and frustrated, yet so arrogant and entitled at the same time. He even went so far as to tell us that he has repeatedly self-sabotaged his own endeavors with, other people trying to help. And I'm just like, great. Thanks for the heads up. Anna made a couple of requests. One to give us a meal, to deal with the revenants from Argynvostold that were pursuing the party. Strahd, on one hand, said the key to keeping them at bay lied with the icon Shane liberated from the chapel, but then at the same time made a big stink about letting him keep it. Like the most passive-aggressive group of teenagers, we quietly wore him down, and he let us have both. Then again, it's not like, we're taking it anywhere he can't find it. I mean, Christ, it's like when Thanos gave Loki the Mind Stone, it's like he wasn't giving it away. He knew where it was going to be. To do that tie-in, I think a Marvel tie-in is past due. See, Irenia asked Strahd to send one of his werewolves to Barovia Village to help Ismark and the people of the village. There's no problem there. I guess that's going to turn out all right. And after breakfast, we were escorted outside the castle where a meal was waiting for us. And a lot of PDA happened. And that's what happened last night on Curse of Strahd.
Woo! That was a lot. That was a big... Wow. Oh my god. Well done.
I was up later than Darius working on that.
Oh my god. Alright, yeah. Take your recapsulation. Good shit.
So I'm never going to do a recap ever again because I can't top that shit.
Yeah, that was great. Man. Alright.
Well, joke's on you guys. I have a English and writing degree, and this is the only time I get to use it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going to use it.
Yeah, do it. Do it. All right.
Okay.
All right. If anybody would like a recapspiration, which I believe at your current level of 9 is a D8, go ahead and roll a D20 in the chat so you can answer this fine question. Oh. Also, you guys haven't gotten a chance to long rest either, right? Because you were up all night hanging out in the castle. Okay, yeah, just check it.
Shenanigans.
Okay. Shenanigans. All right, Darius, the 19. Going once. Going twice. All right. Anna, it's just the way of the world that a woman gets pushed down twice in a row by men. Just, they're just natural leaders, I guess. So Darius, what do you got?
This is all out of character. Please don't shake me. I think at the moment it's now tied. When he first came to Barovia, he had some brass knuckles that read King across the knuckles.
Yeah.
Those used to belong to his uncle, who was a former boxer who had to retire due to an injury, and he was kind of the one who helped Darius get out of the funk a little bit after his brother died. So when his uncle gave him those brass knuckles, he always kept it on him, cherished them, and whatnot. Now, the notebook that Mackenzie had when she was journaling all the stuff that was happening to them while they were traveling, he looks at that thing every night to review what's gone on, to write his own notes, and to continue the journey that's been going.
All right. Excellent. You may ask the same question of any NPC you've met previously in the campaign.
Oh man. These. I want to ask Lady Walkner.
Lady Walkner. Lady Walkner. I don't think. I have to check some notes real quick. Hold on. Because it's different in each campaign. It's easy for me to answer in
General sense.
In classic because she did. Let's see. Her most precious possession. and why. Yes, she has a she has a mirror that she has come into possession of. It is a very ancient mirror and a very beautiful mirror, and it once belonged to the former burgomaster's wife, and it is now in her possession, and she loves it quite a bit. So there you go. Hard to find good mirrors in Barovia.
I imagine the vampires.
Okay.
That's Smash Bros.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And mirrors are often made of silver in olden days, right? Or
True.
yeah. So there's a lot of silver involved in it. So nobody really likes mirrors in Barovia. All right, great. So with all that settled, let's jump back into it. Let's see. I think this scene has music, but I tried to turn it down. Does it turn down for everybody when I turn it down? Can you guys hear like booming thunder and rain right now?
Yep.
Oh, you can? Oh, I thought I could control it for everybody. Oh, that's a shame. I hate drowning you guys out with like two different musics, so that's okay. Oh yeah, it's on the ambient tab. Oh dang, it's so loud. Oh my god. All right. Well, anyways, we'll just use that. We don't need music for every scene. So, the storm rains down, the thunder's booming. The two werewolves are making out under this tree. They seem to be pretty hot and heavy. Does anybody want to intercede? Do you want to give them some time? It's raining pretty hard. This is like when they kissed in Spider-Man and in The Notebook. Two great kissing in the rain scenes right there.
Are they at least in human form?
Yeah, they're in human form for now.
Maybe we should give them a moment.
Darius walks past them and says, "We should get moving," and just keeps going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as you do, that sort of breaks the spell that they were under, the horny spell. And Emil turns to you guys and says, I understand you are responsible for my freedom. Thank you. My name is Emil Taranescu, and I am at your service. I was informed to give this to someone named Anna. And he holds out a slender blade in a beautiful ornate scabbard that bears the crest of Castle Ravenloft.
She motions him forward.
Okay.
And she takes it from
him. All right. I will add this sword to your character sheet.
That's a wonderful name, Crash.
The sword eagerly seeks attunement. Do you grant it?
Give me a second. Let me read through this because I've had a little bit of weight added this morning.
Okay. Don't read through the description though, because technically I shouldn't have identified it for you until you.
Yeah, she would attune to it, sure.
Okay, sure. All right, then as you attune to it, you understand that this is a cold iron rapier +1. That's a little chatty. You have advantage on attack rolls against fey creatures, and as a reaction, you can drink deeply. The trigger is you reduce a creature that has blood and can bleed to 0 hit points. And then you can gain one of the following 3 benefits. Temp HP equal to your proficiency bonus. You can expend a hit die and roll it to regain that many hit points plus your con modifier, or you may move up to half your speed. And then Whispers from the Grave. As an action, you can impale the head of a corpse upon the blade, and then cast Speak with Dead. But you must complete a long rest before using this ability again, though you can sacrifice 3 hit dice to recharge the ability sooner. Alright.
We found a second paladin sword?
I don't know if that's a paladin sword. I don't think it fits that criteria.
Okay. Zaluka says, now that Emil is free, we should travel northwest and deal with the wolves once and for all.
Yeah, the further we can get from this castle, the better. Welcome
All right.
aboard, I guess.
Emil says, I am pleased to be free. I hope that together we can accomplish many things. All right, so we head on over to, I guess, the player map, and you guys are gonna tell me what happens next.
What's the nearest place we can go and take a long rest?
It's probably the windmill stones.
Sounds good. I vote for that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah. And what's nice, those that can't sleep in the stones can sleep in the windmill.
Yeah, I don't know if you would
The
want
windmill
to
that we
sleep.
burned down?
Can sleep in the ashes of the windmill. There's probably
Yeah.
a stone hearth that survived.
You guys may start to feel a slight incompatibility forming within the fellowship, as it were.
What? You don't say.
Yeah. It's just something to keep an eye out for.
We are now, instead of the Walking Dead, we're Team Oil and Vinegar.
Yeah, getting there. Getting there. But hey, I mean, you have this powerful patron in Strahd, right? Everything went well there, so, you know. Alright, we move Emil
Trader's
over
word
to
so
here. Okay. And then she's gone. Like, long gone. And then Daniel has the Soul of Winter. Alright. Yeah, murder board seems mostly updated now. That's good. So your fated ally very much like you to deal with this situation. Tiernan, you know that
Still on the castle
eventually.
map.
Oh, are you? Shit. Okay. Let me activate. There we go. Okay. So this is your updated comp, I guess, over here. And then, yeah. So Zaluka wants you to take care of this. Tiernan, you know in your heart you have to take care of this. The rest of you, your motivations are still very much your own, I think. And if you think they are, that's great. It sounds like the intention is to travel to the stone circle near the old mill. That's relatively close. Let me look at the real map and see how far it is. You guys really hustled to make it to Castle Ravenloft. Already leaving. Dang. I'm assuming you want to stick to the roads. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's going to be 36 miles to the stones by road. Let me get your fast travel set up. And no one's got any speed penalties. Everyone's moving at least 30 for speed. Yeah.
Shane has encumbrance 1 because of the icon, so he is only at 20.
All right, so we're moving a little bit slower than normal. Got it.
Sorry, guys, it's worth it for him.
Okay. So that's going to take like a day and a half to get there. So that'll be 2 checks. And then 1 check for camping. And then it looks like you're going through the Gates of Barovia, which is a landmark. So 4 checks. That's not bad. Alright. Cool. And then we'll do fast travel rules. Okay. Let's see. You're traveling by road. Not really going into forest, even though at the end you're kind of going off-road, but it's not enough to count. So that's very easy trip. Overall weather comes in at a 12, so it's only a +2. So it's just a DC 12, 4 checks. No problem. No problem. Alright, so keep in mind that you won't even have to worry about diminishing returns because you're only going to be making 4 checks. And we'll just roll into initiative. And then the 4 people at the top of initiative will have to make the 4 checks. Here we go. And where we're at after using this with my other groups quite a bit is we just keep... Oh, shoot. That's right. So Lancer is broken again. It just doesn't keep up with updates as well as everybody else. That's great because we use Lancer. So let me uninstall Lancer real quick. Don't worry, it won't break the game or anything. We'll be back before you know it. Here, I'll even turn on that one that that Tiernan likes so much, Carousel. There you go. So I did dig the has acted macro out of storage, so we'll just use that to track everything until Lancer gets fixed again, which is way more tedious, but hopefully you don't get into fights with like I don't know, like 50 werewolves or something where I have to track all the dots. So try to resolve your problems diplomatically so that it's easier for me. That's a meta request.
Oh, we try to resolve our problems.
Yeah, but you all dumped charisma, so I feel like you're not really trying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, you're talking to, right?
I mean, I tried the strength dump. It didn't quite work out.
Well, strength dump is suicide. I feel like the only stat in this campaign that you could dump and still survive is probably dexterity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dexterity, you could dump that, and because we don't use real initiative, so you only need 1 person to win the initiative. There's not a ton of magic and dragons and stuff like that, so it feels like the amount of reflex saves you have to make to avoid that stuff is much lower than a different, than a more high magic campaign. So, I mean, just overall.
Downside of that is that dexterity is way better than strength in 5e.
But not this one, right? Because in this one we track encumbrance very strictly, and there's no good way to move your allies without, athletics like forced movement or picking people up and dragging them and stuff like that. You got to, there's no bags of holding to carry your gear. Like I think
but also for half the classes in the game, you want dex instead of strength for damage. And
oh yeah. No,
AC and
don't get me wrong. In 5e, it's charisma is the best stat, followed by dexterity, and then the other stats could just go home. Intelligence should even be in the game. But like in this game, I feel like it's a bit more. I feel like this particular campaign, strength was probably more valuable than dexterity, in my opinion. Just the overall utility of it feels like it's been more useful. But I mean, mileage may vary. Okay, so let's try to roll this initiative again. There we go. All right, Daniel, on this journey, how do you help out with this DC 12 easy walk down the road?
Oh sure, just a morning stroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to stealth it. Gonna make
Okay.
sure we're not being followed. Covering our tracks. Just trying to keep us out of out of the way from being an obvious easy targets for anything that might be lurking around.
Sounds good. Stealth in the head, no problem. 1 success. Tiernan, how do you contribute?
Oh, I just don't know. I mean, I keep an eye out for danger.
Okay, sure. Give me that perception check. Gonna be hard to make a 12. All right, you succeeded. You succeeded by more than 10, so you actually have 2 successes.
Nice.
All right, Shane.
So I think he would rely on the fact that he's made this pass several times and would use his survival to try to
definitely.
keep them on the path in the rain.
All right, go for it. All right, success. And then finally, Darius, how do you help out on this travel excursion?
Well, here comes the botch. Darius is tired, but he's gonna still try in athletics.
All right, move heavy stuff out of the. Oh, all right. Okay.
We still have 4. I mean, that's
4 successes, 1 failure. So the other groups have been fast traveling a lot, and maybe it was all the Celasta we played last year, but they were like having them cancel each other out, not as fun as just getting all of them. Like so and so tied their shoes, so and so found a berry, that kind of thing. So we've just been like rolling all the checks and then going through and then just cashing out all of them. So you guys would get 4 good like prizes and then 1 penalty essentially, which does make for a more colorful journey. So I need 5 D100 rolls. I'll take the first 5 that I see in chat. It's also fun narratively for me to have to read them all and then put them together in a way that makes sense for you guys traveling from one place to the other. So I just need 1 more. All right. Let's see how your journey went. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's really good. Okay. And then... okay. And then... oh. That's really cool. I mean, you're not really gonna get to benefit from it. It's fine. And then... oh. Okay. And then finally, down here... what jank-ass thing happened? Oh. Okay. All right. So, here's how it plays out. Going through. You guys, for the most part, you make really good pace. Like really good pace. And you're gonna actually get there on the morning of the 2nd day. So you saved like half a day of travel, which is fantastic. Maybe at some point Shane, picked himself up by his bootstraps and mental toughness, rode in the wagon. I don't know. Probably not, because the wagon is overburdened with 6,000 pounds of bones. But whatever the case, you guys did pick up the pace a little bit there. Which is great. Let's see. During your time out, Emil and Zaluka, in the guise of wolves, roamed the woods, and they would come back to you guys and roam the woods. During that time, Emil was able to catch a lucky rabbit. As a sign of friendship, this chaotic evil creature that is Emil, maybe he was convinced by Zaluka to do this, but it has gifted the lucky rabbit's corpse to the party. Zaluka explains that 1 person may eat of the rabbit's heart and gain a boon.
Darius.
Does anybody oppose? Darius,
Darius,
reaching for it?
I didn't
I
even
mean-
think you liked flesh.
I mean, Anna has misfortune.
So we kind of learned something at this point in time. Darius's diet has now changed.
We can dump all the horse bones then.
The bones are still needed. But he thanks the meal for the rabbit, and he just walks off. If anyone tries and follows him, I mean, he doesn't care. He just tears the rabbit open and just starts eating it whole, except for the fur. He'll actually peel off the fur and then he
our RP, is anybody like, I'm gonna stop this tall, emaciated, muscular zombie were-dragon man from eating this rabbit?
And encourages it.
Okay. Upon consumption of the heart, you gain a lucky point. It can be used to force any D20 to be re-rolled. Even your enemies. Right. Let's see. The other boon would only have happened if you're traveling by water, but it was a pretty good one. So since it's situational, that's why it was a good one. And then the last boon was there's just a spring in your step. The journey goes pretty well, and so you guys would have advantage to dexterity saves and checks until your next long rest, which, I mean, the intention is to go there and have a long rest, but now you know that is a thing that could happen when you're traveling. The bad thing that happens is that night a sudden freeze settles in. So everyone who does not have resistance or immunity to cold needs to give me a Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, they would gain a point of exhaustion from the sudden freezing temperatures after being rained on all day.
Out of curiosity, could we just pull the cold weather gear off the cart?
The cold weather gear is not going to be the same level of protection because this is rain has saturated everything first, and then the freeze kind of sets in like a sudden, like a snap freeze. So it would be like harder to prepare for it, I think. Yeah, this isn't like prolonged cold that you would get from like traveling in the snow and the mountains and stuff like this. This was just kind of like out of nowhere, the temperature just dipped on you guys. So if you do not have resistance to cold or immunity, give me that Constitution save. The DC is a 15. All right, just need one from Tiernan. Okay, so Daniel, Darius, and Shane, you guys would each gain another point of exhaustion, or if you don't have exhaustion, you'd gain some. There we go. All right. After that very cold and damp night, you guys wake up and realize that, yeah, you're much closer to your destination than you thought, and you guys would arrive at the stones. So that would be this stone right here. Oh, also I've got to end the combat. Ever since switching to 3.1 D&D, all of my maps, like, they load to like 98, and then they just kind of like vibe for a while, and they're like, yes, there we go. Okay. And get rid of this, because all those people are gone. That. Alright, and despite appearances, the windmill is still burnt down. Alright. And let's see, you guys left early that morning, and then you'd arrive the next day, so I'll just move you ahead one day. So it's the 27th. Alright, So you arrive in the morning. You can't technically take a long rest until that evening. So you just have a day to sort of vibe if you want, unless you had plans. No? Nobody had
Well, I
plans?
guess first things
Not
first. How
particularly.
does this site feel about some of us?
Oh yes, that's a great point. So let me start pulling you guys out. I once had a mod that would allow me to just drag a whole folder of people out. It was so cool. Let's see. If I pull out your miniature twice, just let me know, I guess. Daniel. There he is. No, Daniel's already out. Shane, Tiernan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have a brew.
Oh yeah. Emil and Clean Sweep. There we go. Okay. I'll have to move them into the party folder since they're proud members of this party now. Okay. So as you approach the Circle of Stones, Anna and Darius and Daniel, you feel an unwelcoming sort of barrier around it. You're sure that you could go in there, but it feels bad. Like you could enter, but you feel like you would be at disadvantage to the things that you were trying to do. You're not outright barred from entry, but it's even more uncomfortable than standing near Shane and his going out of business sale Paladin outlet store.
Anna walks in.
All right.
Same.
Yep, so does Daniel.
Okay. The werewolves enter without issue. And they're familiar. They're familiar with the stones. Oh, the game's paused. Okay, there we go. And they sort of pace around and check things out. Right. Daniel, do you walk in or no?
Yeah, and he goes straight to that cairn he made.
Oh, this one over here. Nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I told Benios what happened. He remade the entire map for you, but forgot to burn down the windmill in the background. I guess it's a stone windmill, so it could still be burnt down. All right. Daniel, as you walk into the circle, I need you to make a strength athletics check for me. Yeah, so I'm assuming, like, if you're not in combat, because of the generous action economy of the 5th Age of Magic, you don't necessarily have weapons in hand. Is that correct? Or
Right. I mean, he's got the blood spear, but it's more
okay.
walking stick mode.
Okay. So you are holding the blood spear. Okay, that's why I asked for the check. You feel the blood spear fall from your hands and clatter very loudly against the stones. It must be just a Butterfinger situation.
Shit, yeah, he'll try and pick it back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me another athletics skill check. Yeah, it's you're just not getting a good grip on it. Maybe the heft, maybe it's stuck on something, got tangled in some vines. You're having trouble lifting it.
God damn it. Stupid thing.
The rest of you would probably have noticed this because it did one of those really loud clack, clack, clack sounds as it hit the stones, and then just sort of like he's over there trying to pick it up and not able to pick it up.
You all right there, Daniel?
I'm not feeling all right. Do you mind? Grabbing that for me?
Sure.
Okay.
And yeah, Shane will go over and pick up the spear.
Yeah, you pick it up without any issue, Shane.
I'll just hold on to this for you.
Shane, the blood spear of Kavan, it calls out to you, urging you to attune to it.
Shane says that spear can go fuck itself.
Oh, okay.
It did not like him last time, and he found somebody better. So
Hey.
you just sit down and wait for somebody else to say yes to your dance.
Okay.
And Shane tries to make that known, if possible, to whatever feeling he's feeling.
Oh, so you like think it real hard, or do you say the words out loud?
He's just like, no.
Okay.
See how it likes rejection.
Double Darius, what?
No, I can't change my image. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, I think there was an update to that too.
We're discovering a lot of things.
You could try to sleep now. The problem is you just slept. So generally D&D, they like you to be awake for a while before you go back to sleep. So you can't really gain the benefits of a long rest for a little while.
Anna drops her stuff and says, Darius, would you go for a walk with me?
Sure. I was gonna go out hunting anyway.
I'll join you.
Oh, we gonna get a scene?
Oh, little one.
Okay, let me change. This seems like it's gonna be tense.
Nah, this will be fine.
Oh, it'll be fine? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on Darius's answers, really.
Oh, if Darius, it's gonna be tense.
How are you putting this on me?
Because Anna puts everything on everyone else. That's what she does.
All right.
Well, we would get a significant distance away from the holy site, at least out of super hearing Tiernan's range. At
Oh
least.
god, you're gonna have to go all the way to the ruins of the windmill, probably.
That's fine.
Don't worry, Anna. Your backup plan works. Where you told Irenia that it'd be nice if we did something special for Tiernan. So now she's just talking to him nonstop to try to dig for info about what would be nice for Tiernan.
Oh, Crash, wait for what's in store for Irene. Yeah, I feel sorry for the girl.
After the mutterings and stuff, Tiernan, you can hear, it's hard to hear anything else. All right, so what's going on in this this private scene over here?
Okay, we get over there, and I think...
Oh, that's the wrong guy. Hold on. I zoomed really far out. Where's the other big black dude? Where's your miniature go?
It's right next to Anna. He's right there.
You're
right next to Anna.
What?
What?
What's going
No
on?
way.
Yeah.
I don't see him. Oh, there you are. What the hell? Okay. All right, fine. Yeah. All right, go for it.
Serious?
Sorry, it's just
I gotta stop laughing. All right, Darius, how have you been?
All right, I guess. Other than getting my ass handed to me by a big ass minotaur.
It's a minor setback.
And that castle, bitch ass home, playing tricks on all of us. That was really annoying. But I guess other than that, all right.
That was extremely annoying. I don't want you to worry about your abilities. I still think you're very strong. I am concerned about something that you have been doing lately.
Mm-hmm.
Are you eating a bone as she says this, or I'm just curious?
I mean, if this is the morning, yeah, he's getting his morning breakfast in.
Okay.
That doesn't bother her, whatever.
Oh, okay.
You've been very disrespectful lately. Is something happening? As she stares at your horns.
This. He'll kind of take his hands out of his hoodie, or sorry, he had one bone in his normal hand that he was chewing on. But he'll take his new hand out of his hoodie pocket that was just chilling in there, and he kind of just looks at it. I don't know. Feels weird. I mean, not just having a hand back, but I've never always had a great sense of self. A lot of things have happened before, and I usually think it's my fault for those. But I guess it's weird. Ever since meeting with my new friend, and he'll kind of tap the side of his temple, I feel like this sense of pride that I should have. Like I shouldn't back down to anyone. I don't know if that's something that I'm supposed to be feeling or something that he has. It's not a bad feeling, it's just different.
You still believe in what we're doing?
Yeah. I want this nightmare to end one way or another. And if that means... Well, I talked to Tiernan and Irene about this, and they were concerned about what was happening. I told them that Strahd is a monster, and he knows it. But if anyone was to try and beat him, maybe it's another monster. So if that's what I have to be, then so be it.
I don't think you're a monster, Darius.
Well, that makes one of us.
You know who else wouldn't think you were a monster?
Who?
Mackenzie. I'm sorry I wasn't here when she passed. Have you grieved?
I have. I think about her every day. But there's not much I can do about it. Not now, at least. And even that, I don't even know if I want to. Or if she would. She didn't want to live as a monster, so...
Where is she now?
She's at Jenny's.
Did you bury her?
Yeah.
Anna's mood changes when you say that.
He'll kind of reach behind him and pull out the silver dagger. Kiss of a Wolf that we've named it. And you'll notice that despite it being, an ornate silver blade, it's dirty. It looks like it hasn't been cleaned off for quite some time now.
Have you had that this whole time?
Yep. As a reminder of what I had to do.
I see. I ask you a difficult question, Darius.
Hmm?
You said you buried Mackenzie. Why
Yeah.
did I wake up in a room full of corpses? Did I not teach you to respect those that fell? And when I fell for you, that was not bestowed upon me. Why?
To be honest, I don't really know. I mean, I guess we hoped that maybe there was something around these places that could help us bring you back. So we decided to leave you with the Kavani so they could at least keep your body. I will say, when we were there last, my roommate, and he taps his temple again, said that he could do something to bring you back at that time. I brought it up with the others. All of them didn't really seem to have a decision about it. And they just kind of left it hanging. Don't know why.
Rash, Anna will remember that.
Okay. Is that in case you're gone and I have to be Anna, or?
Just as a, I don't think she has a very, very biased view of her companions. And that is a little bit of a chink in the armor.
Oh, yeah.
She says, well, I'm glad we're all back together now. And I'm glad that you're returning to full form. And I think you look amazing. If there's anything you need for me to help you, you just need to ask.
Well,
We've passed
one of us. But thanks.
We've passed the test, the greatest test. And you will need to be stronger moving forward. Just remember this. That's really all I've got to say for him. So, that's it.
Guess we head back. Well, actually, no. Darius goes and sees if he can grab some creature as best he can.
Yeah, she would help you. She's not very good at hunting, but she would help.
Okay. Right. With the absence of the hags and the presence of the megaliths, the area has become somewhat of a sanctuary for prey animals, because there's a wolf problem in this land. So it's not too hard to eventually find one. It's just a matter of the skill and speed to catch them. But I would assume 9th level characters, give me a survival check, you should be able to catch something.
With my horrible exhaustion. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Okay. Yeah, with like a 12 and a 13, I mean, you could probably catch like something small, like kind of catch something off guard, sort of thing, like a fat like pheasant, trying to fly off, and you lob something at it and take it out of the air. Nothing like super brag-worthy, but a few hours of wandering and hunting, you'd be able to get something to eat. One whole ration kind of thing.
Have you seen Anna's survival rolls? That is something to brag about.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a 12 off of a -4, that's amazing, and then a 13 off of a -4. Yeah, the fact that you guys caught anything would make me afraid to eat that meat, but you did catch it. So, while that's happening,
at the point, it's just me. Oh. Darius doesn't care, and Anna would quickly realize that. And I'll reveal the flaw. In addition to bones, I need to eat the flesh of a creature that has died within 10 days. So, yeah, doesn't matter what it is. I'm just gonna consume it.
I mean, that feels like most people that aren't vegetarians kind of take care of that, pretty well. Yeah. All right. So while you guys are off having this discussion, is there anything else happening back at the megalith that we need to know about?
We should probably take this time to talk about things.
As Shane kind of whispers to Tiernan and Irenia outside of earshot of anybody else, and kind of motions subtly to Darius and Anna walking off.
Yeah. I am afraid Darius is going to get much worse.
I don't even know what he is anymore, but he tore into that rabbit like a...
Well, actually, I guess I didn't see that.
He took off with that rabbit like a madman, and he has horns and scales like a monster.
Yeah.
Not to judge.
Is coming back from these things. We've only ever seen them get worse. We haven't seen anyone get better.
Yeah.
I don't believe the devil's offer about some ritual to break these bonds either. He's been under the vampire's thumb, stewardship, whatever, for who knows how long. And that's not hyperbole, who knows how long. That's literally who knows how long. No one knows. I don't think that he would be allowed to break free. I don't think that he has enough of himself free to do that.
From what little I really know of Darius and Anna, it seems like they'll do anything except any offer of power to achieve what they want. And I don't think they can come back from this either. And they're just going to keep getting stronger and more corrupted. I don't know what to do anymore, but obviously they're uncomfortable with us, and I am very uncomfortable with them.
I don't know if there'll be enough of us at the end that aren't like them to stop them.
Yeah. At this point, I don't think we have much of a choice, which worries me, because I feel like they probably don't think they have a choice either, and that's unfortunate.
I think moving forward, whenever we make a new ally that seems to lead towards our side, we need to warn them. And we need to let them know that we'll need them there for this later.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't be too conspicuous about all this talk. I don't know what will end up getting back to them.
And he kind of motions to their werewolf companions, the druid and Daniel, and he's like,
I don't want to breed dissension in the ranks, basically.
We could just make out. They could think we were just...
I don't know how I feel.
I'm kidding, Shane. I was trying to lighten the mood, Shane.
Oh, because Daniel told me about a concept called a throuple, and it seemed really weird to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's only weird if you make it weird, but...
It's now weird.
Yeah.
He says as he's like, cuddling a broom at night, so,
Jared will just sort of pat Shane on the shoulder, give him a little bro nod, and then walk over towards Irenia.
And okay. Shane will walk over toward Daniel and check on him.
All right, and then the werewolves will be out wolfing it up. So, okay, Irenia's speaking with Talthos. They seem to have a pretty good rapport, and are discussing a great many things as you arrive. But Shane, as you approach Daniel, you've been off on your own here. What are you up to over here?
All right. So while Daniel was being left alone, he was leaning up against the standing stone next to the blood spear, just sitting there, looking at the cairn, and he starts talking towards it. He starts like don't look at me like that. It wasn't my fault. I took my shot, but that damn hag, she made the switch. It's not my fault. And while he's doing that, he's got like his left sleeve up, and he's like really scratching at himself, like that scar he made with the blood spear. He's like, he's like absentmindedly just really going to town on it. Probably like getting pretty torn up, and it's like, and he looks at the blood spear, and it's like, what do you want from me? I
mean, I will say this, Daniel.
Yeah.
You didn't realize how heavy that spear was until you weren't carrying it anymore. There's certainly a buoyancy in your lungs, in your step, in your muscles, without having that thing weighing you down. You can't help but look up at the sky, which after the hard, cold rain last night is open and clear. The gray clouds hinting that someday maybe the sun would shine again. Not that that matters to you, but the clouds themselves are so inviting. The affairs of the earth, of the ground, of blood. What is it to you at the end of the day?
Yep, and on top of that, he's kind of mad at the blood spear, at Kavan. I mean, he literally sacrificed his own life to it. And for what? For what? It's just tired of him now. It's like I yep, and like secretly, like in his own self, like Kavan saying he was worthy meant more to Daniel than he thought it did. It's like that's why I spent all the time like at Harafna, like trying to find out about Kavan, like what did worthy mean? And he thought it was just like being brave and and standing up to being defiant, and he does look up the sky, and it's like what is the storm but defiance? I thought you'd understand. I mean, what else do you want from me? How much more blood is it gonna take?
Oh, that might be a good that could be a good time for Shane for Shane to walk up as you're shouting that.
Yeah, he starts shouting at it. It's like, what do you want from me? That's like, his left forearm is probably a pretty good bloody ruin by now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Is it a bad time?
It's always a bad time, Shane. He kind of snaps at you. But then he sees you, and his eyes kind of soften a little bit. Sorry.
No, it's fine. We're all a little stressed out now. I understand. So I noticed you dropped this a few times. Is he, kind of hefts the spear. We talked in the castle, remember, and said if you lost the spear, lose yourself. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, Shane, and I don't know if you noticed, but he's not using your last name anymore. I don't know, man. I am so just sick of this shit. I mean, all these dark powers and like ghosts at play here, and they all want something. You know, the Baron wants something. Sparky wants something. You know, Mr. Spooky, Mr. Scale, they all want something. The damn Kavan and the Blood Spear, they all want something.
Just make sure that you don't lose yourself in the process, like others may have already. The promise of power can be very tempting, from wherever it comes from.
I don't know, man. And he's thinking back to his confession to Jenny, and he says, all this land knows how to do is take. I mean, you're not going to get this reference, but dude, the world is a vampire. All of it, man.
I worry about you, Daniel. I don't think you're too far gone, which is great. And whatever Sparky wants, just make sure it's what you want. And you're not being led down some sort of path that you can't come back from.
I don't know if we deserve to come back, Shane.
Damn.
I hope that we can all be redeemed, Daniel, that nobody is ever that lost. Even Darius and Anna can walk back from where they're from. I don't know if they see it, but I don't even think that that's too far gone. They're in there somewhere. As for, Count Douche McGee up in the castle, I don't know if he can come back from where he's at, of course. I think it's been too long, and he doesn't even know who he is anymore. But
no, he's beyond change. But you, man, how do you do it? I mean, weren't you some kind of like badass biker from the '80s? I mean, well, dude, like they make movies about that shit. When did you start giving a shit?
I don't know, really, but I think I've always wanted things to be better. And, Mackenzie helped me see that, she saw something in me that I'd hoped was there. And, I tried alone to be a hero, and then, that got me thrown in, in the clink with you. But I realized I can't do it alone, and we don't have to. We do still have each other. That is something we can still rely upon. And I think that as long as that bond is still there, then there is hope. And that is something that this land wants to take away from you desperately. And that's something you have to hold on to, Daniel. It's something Irenia has. It's something Tiernan has. And I think I have it too.
Tell you what, Shane. He'll look over at Tiernan and Irenia, and I'll try for them, but I don't know. He looks at the blood spear and looks like he's gonna touch it, but doesn't quite let himself, and he just says, "I don't know." And he leaves it at that.
You could always tell Sparky that, thank you, but no thank you. And maybe try to talk to this Kavan again and get your connection back. He seems to want less of you than Sparky.
That's the thing, Daniel. That's the thing that's the thing, Shane. I don't think you understand. And starting to understand the Baron a little bit more, I tried. At the Thunder Shrine, I gave Sparky an out. I told him, it's like, you can leave. Like, I'm not gonna have you. You can leave. You know, none of the rest of you were dumb enough to pick him up. I don't think he can. It's like monkeys, right? So I saw this documentary once where trappers tried to capture monkeys by putting treats inside like a hollowed out tree, and what they'll do is the monkeys will reach in, grab the treat, but their closed hand, it's like, it's wider than the hole, and they can't get out. But and they're stuck there because it never occurs to the monkey to just open its hand, and Daniel opened his hand and like just to let go. They can't, or they won't.
Well, if you can't walk this back, then you could at least, hit the pause button on the VCR and not go any further.
Try, man. I don't know if he's willing. I'm willing. Like, getting tired of it. Getting just real tired.
I know, man. I know.
And Shane will put a probably doesn't know he's going to get electrocuted. He will put a reassuring hand on Daniel's shoulder.
He'll leave it at that. Thanks, Shane. Thanks.
Of course, buddy.
Oh.
All right. Kieran, did you have anything specific you needed to discuss with Irenia and Taltos?
No, but Clean Sweep and I need to have a little. No, I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, mainly Taltos would reiterate to you the importance of seeking out the shaman of the of the northern mountains near Toslaika Pass, and also seeing the blood spear of Kavan just kind of sitting out in the open would also explain that spear is very important to the work that you're going to do, and so it's not to lose track of it.
I didn't know it. I knew it was connected to Cavani, obviously. I didn't know it was connected specifically to this. Thanks.
Well, he explains that Kavan was the mightiest of the native people, and it was from his bloodline that they took the name the Kavani people, because he was just that much of a warlord. He was like their weird Eastern European Celtic, like Genghis Khan, I guess. Like before Strahd came, this was his area. Like he took this place over. And so in just the generation of his lifetime, the people that he conquered all just became known as the Kavani, and then all their descendants since then. So he's like a big deal, and that spear was essentially a totem of his power. And in a way, since he at one time had mastery over the land, his totem could essentially embody the power to command the land as well, which is why Taltos is pretty sure it's involved in all of this. Like it's no accident that you guys have come into its possession.
I'm glad we found it then.
He nods. He looks away. Off in the distance, Darius has gone, but probably can't see Darius at this point unless there's an adorable scene with little tiny Darius and Anna chasing birds and rabbits off in the off in the distance. His jaw would set, and he would say, "I hate my fool heart. I feel
feel like Darius is a liability for me. It reminds me too much of the brother I have lost. I would advise you and Irenia to leave with me. To leave all of these people behind. They are too consumed by shadow, by darkness.
Shane, at least. Shane is good people.
I would say the four of us should go. Should go south now. Seek out Toslenka Pass. And leave them all behind. But there's a stupid, foolish part of me. Wishes it could see Darius find his way back to the light. Or at least find peace in death. And you see his face scrunch up as he like tightens all his muscles to choke in any tears that might appear, because you know, like, don't need any of that shit on top of everything else. But with your high perception, you hear his tear ducts manufacturing the tears that are never shed.
It's like we're working overtime, boys.
Maybe he's a frontliner. Maybe in the fight against the beasts. Maybe he doesn't make it all the way through.
He looks at you, his eyes glistening with tears, and he says, "It feels like losing him all over again. But I have seen these things before. Amongst the Kavani people, there are spirits of rage and madness. They claim the hearts, the souls, and the minds of our people. They are rumored to be spawned from Kavan's restless soul, his indignity at losing the lands to invaders, of being betrayed from within by the faithless. They are a punishment for our people's weakness. I have lost many to these spirits. I would prefer death over a loss of self."
I don't... It sounds to me like maybe these spirits are just another of these dark powers. I spoke to Kavan. What was left of him, anyway. I don't know if he would... He wants to see you all with this land as your own again. I don't think he would intentionally do things to make that less likely.
I do not think it is something he does by choice, if the stories are even true. But I think that this is a realm where dark things hold sway.
Even what feels right here, freeing the land, preventing Darius or Daniel or Anna from completely losing themselves. Even the things that feel right sometimes feel wrong.
Yeah, he just sort of nods and then kind of looks off into the distance. OOC, in my notes, it says here that a certain frog was left at a tower. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just double checking.
He decided
Okay.
to stay back with Van Richten.
Got it. Okay. I didn't know if you guys had picked him up or not. Okay.
I mean, we're probably heading to the tower to read the book that we got anyway, so.
All right. Well, I'll assume that the rest of the day passes, and around 6 p.m., if you'd like, you can settle in and try to get a long rest at the sanctuary.
Keyword is try.
Okay. During that time, does the Blood Spirit of Yuan just rest against this megalith? Occasionally, sort of
Anna,
rolling side to side from like the wind, sort of thing. But
Anna would
Well,
probably
Daniel-
mess around with it
oh,
if no one goes for it.
Oh, after the talk with Taltos, I think Tiernan would bring it and set it sort of in between him and Taltos.
oh shit! So you would head over to it. All right, Daniel, have you left its side at any point?
He has
Oh,
not.
Daniel's still there. If it's just
Okay.
it's
So
just sitting
Daniel's
there,
like
I'll-
watchdogging it. Okay, but not actually touching it. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But if it
Hmm.
was ever just like sitting there alone, then
Yeah.
Tiernan would grab it to make sure that nothing happens to it.
So I guess Anna and Darius, after your 2 hours of trying to catch a pheasant is finally successful. Yeah, you would return, and I think everybody would be kind of done with their particulars. And Daniel would be kind of standing, brooding next to the spear. So I guess that wouldn't seem too out of place. But as the hours pass, Daniel, do you just kind of have like a vigil there? Or are you just like full brood mode?
It kind of brood mode. He's very much brooding, making excuses for the bad shit he's done, and just trying to find that way through. It's like, what's it gonna take, Kavan? Probably not even listening. But yeah,
Alright.
he's just upset and pissy at it.
Well, when two wolves, one dark black and one white, come bounding up the hill towards the megalith, that kind of catches your eye. You see as they turn into hybrid form and then their human forms, just leaving disgusting, flesh and fur behind in the hideous meatball transformation. And their skin glistening with the slick blood and miasma of their wolfen forms. Naked Emil and Zalika both look over at you and smile. But Zalika, having gained some very small amount of empathy in the time with you, she tells Emil, "Just a moment, love," and he heads into the camp, just swinging pipe, just having a great time. And then Zalika approaches you. She looks down at you and says, "Why are you so tormented, Daniel? This is a joyful day. Emil and I, we ran as wolves together. We hunted. We ate the innards of our prey while they still lived. And then we made love as wolves in the gore of their corpses. Then as hybrids, then as humans, and once again as wolves, devouring the flesh even as we devoured each other. And I owe all of that to you and your companions. Thank you."
You're welcome. It sounds like you had a good day.
Her tummy rumbles and she lets out like a long belch and she says, "Ooh, there's a lot in there."
Well, don't let me keep you.
Then you are all right. I had misgivings then.
Oh man, he's gonna attempt a deception. It's like, yeah, it's all fine. Go have fun.
All right. Daniel, I have been thinking. Would you like to be a werewolf?
That pause is intentional. What do you mean?
Well, I was just discussing with Emil between all of the murder and the hunting and the lovemaking, the rotting in the blood, that of all of these in this pack, you have the most capable mind. You are just held back by your tiny, weak body. But if we made you a werewolf, you would be so powerful. You already have such a strong mind. We could give you the body to match. This is not a
Daniel-
gift that I offer lightly. I am not in the business of just infecting anyone. Not like that Kirill. Ugh.
Daniel will actually invite her to sit down.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So she sits crisscross applesauce, full nude, across from you, and says, "What would you like to discuss?"
Well, he starts asking questions like, well, I mean, first of all, I mean, what's it feel like? You know, how do you deal with just, you know, all the carnage? You know, where does your conscience play into it? All those things that a human would ask a werewolf.
Okay. Well, as a pure-blooded werewolf, right? She's gonna give you the same kind of answers that an evangelist Christian might give you. So, the only conscience you have is loyalty to your pack and your own ideals. It feels amazing because barely anything can harm you, and even if you are harmed, you heal at a supernatural rate. Few diseases can affect you. Your body processes toxins faster. You sleep more deeply, but your senses stay alert. And the closer you are to the full moon, the more alive you feel. And nothing on Earth can compare to the feeling of the moon's power flowing through you and the blessings of Mother Night filling you with strength and your mind with clarity. There have been few times in her life where she has ever felt afraid and confused, and that was with the loss of Emil, and you have resolved that for her. She does say that the process of turning is dangerous and painful for those who were not born with the gift, but that she will be with you every step of the way to help you, for Emil understands how very important you are to her. But
Oh, just looking. Oh yeah, just looking calendar.
your passenger is like, do we really need to complicate things? I mean, we have a good thing going here. You know, like wolves, they're bound to nature and the land. Our business is in the sky. Like, we're so close to ascension, capital A. Why would you want to undo all of our hard work?
Oh man. Yeah, if Daniel wasn't conflicted before, it's like now he's got an abundance of choices. I mean, what's going to happen when we reunite with Thought? What's he's going to have in mind for him? Again, somebody else wanting something from him.
It's hard being the main character, Daniel, and we all know.
I know it's a burden. I was going to settle with being the narrator, but I guess. Okay, well, he will look for he'll look at the blood spear and he'll touch it briefly just to see if it's got any opinion whatsoever.
As you reach for it, there is a sudden gust of wind, and it falls away, clattering hard against the stones of the megalith.
And as it does that, he will look Zaluka straight in the eye and say, "Fuck it." And he smiles a little bit.
All right. She gets a big smile on her face, and she says, then I will come for you tonight. Be ready. All right, while you guys are having that conversation, Emil swinging big pipe. He's just walking through the camp, naked as the day was born. He waves at Shane, walks up to Shane, extends a hand for a handshake.
Yeah, he'll shake the naked man's hand.
Okay. He says, "Thank you again for saving me."
As someone who spent a lot of time down in that dungeon, I couldn't see another go through that again.
Yes, I recognize your scent. You and the boy. He kind of motions over at Daniel, who's having a very serious conversation off in the distance. It takes a lot of courage to go back into a place that you know to be so dark and evil. So thank you for saving me. I appreciate it.
Of course. I hope that we can continue working together, or there's a lot that together we could do to help this land and shape it for the better.
Oh, yeah? You have some ideas?
I do, actually. I was thinking perhaps you and Zaluka could take over the pack and...
Well, that of course, that is exactly what's going to happen.
And then together we could all, take back the land, really.
For the werewolves.
I think that would be a part of it, certainly. For everybody that wants to make Barovia better would. And he realizes, like, Appeal and Zaluka are not exactly on the same wavelength as him, but he doesn't want to alienate them.
Right.
So he's trying to, because he, would obviously want the werewolves of Krezk to really be the ones in charge. But
yeah,
but that's not gonna fly with Emil and Zaluka.
Emil says with a thoughtful look, taking back the land. And that would be direct opposition of the Dark Lord. We would need greater numbers.
You don't look like a man that backs down from a challenge.
No, not a challenge at all. But it does get me to thinking. Thank you, Shane Masters. Thank you.
I was thinking that perhaps we could, or you could, take control of the Red Wolf's pack.
Red Wolf, Roderick, has no pack. He is the lapdog of the Dark Lord.
But if you and Zaluka show strength and best him, then you could bolster your numbers.
Of course, we could bolster our numbers without him, though. But if you feel that should be the first blow we strike against the forces of Ravenloft, I'm all for it.
I would definitely have to, discuss everything with the others and figure that out. But,
yes, with your alpha. Zaluka informed me that you all answer to one leader within this pack.
I think that one voice tends to bring clarity. As long as everybody has input, then I'm fine with a sort of figurehead speaker. But a dictator is not something that I really feel comfortable with.
Oh, dictator, these are human problems. We don't go in for that sort of thing.
Then perhaps I'll say that a alpha that oversteps and tries to put me down into some sort of beta position is not something I would really be comfortable with.
Interesting. You consider yourself not a beta? Huh.
I consider myself sort of oh god, I hate to say this, a lone wolf, but one
like
that
Roderick.
yes,
That is strange.
that is-
Luca described you as very beta wolf. So to hear you call yourself a lone wolf is very interesting.
I think that Zaluka
She said that you are a good listener and a
very-
good follower. Is that not true?
I find that my path is my own, and when it aligns with others, then yes, I'm very comfortable being in the group. But
That does sound like a lone wolf. I'll have to keep an eye on you, he says, flashing you some sharp teeth.
Being comfortable in Kresik, like the werewolf situation doesn't bother him at all.
Okay.
Yeah, he is smart because he considered asking Dimitri to turn him at one point, but I think he realizes that might be in conflict with the icon and the sword, so he's kind of trying to sort that out internally.
All right, sounds good. All right, Anna, Emil, swinging pipe. He walk up to you.
He stares at his groin.
Okay. He looks down at his groin because he's worried there might be something there, like maybe he got like a tick or something.
She says Zaluka chose well.
Oh, he realizes that this is what's going on, and he chuckles and he says, I thought I had another tick on there. He extends a hand. Thank you for saving me.
She holds hers out very delicately. See if he can figure it out.
He kind of cocks his head, and I'm gonna have him roll this history check. Here we go. Oh damn, bro. Okay, so he smiles and he takes your hand and he delicately lifts it and leans in and gives it a smooch.
Is there something I can do for you, Emil?
Well, I just want to know who I'm traveling with and who I'm fighting alongside. Zaluka gave me her rundown on everyone, but I find that often it is best to have one's own opinion. Though her views are going to temper mine.
As they should.
She says that you are the alpha of this pack, but that is challenged by, what was his name? Darius. Darius King.
She will explain. Remember all that propaganda I threw at you guys at the very beginning of the campaign about the chosen ones and we're destined for greatness and all that? She explains all that to Emil.
Okay. He says, yes, there are some like you among my pack. And they believe us to be blessed by Mother Night and the natural inheritors of these lands. Long have they sought to escape from the shadow of Ravenloft.
Exactly. However, as we've traveled together, things have changed.
You no longer believe yourselves to be chosen or blessed.
I do. I believe in all of them. Even the ones I disagree with. Because what family doesn't have arguments?
Of course.
But some of us have been chosen for certain tasks different than others. And I will do what needs to be done to ensure that happens.
Well, I will speak plainly to you. If you consider yourself the leader of these fighters, if you are the alpha of this pack, I will pledge the allegiance of my pact to yours once it has been restored to me.
I understand.
But
Zlu-
know that what you plan to do is not something meant for mere humans.
She
And
looks at.
he gives you a meaningful look, but I don't know if with your insight you'd really understand what the meaningful look would be.
She would meet his gaze back because she
Mhm.
doesn't back down from anybody,
Yeah.
and she would just say, "The story's not yet to be written, Emil. We're still working our way through it. There are many tribulations to come still."
Of course. I'm just letting you know that if we are to rise against the ruling lord, I will need greater forces, and I will seek them out. I hope that is not a problem for you and yours.
If we have the same goals, why would it be a problem?
Exactly. And he cracks a broad smile with very sharp canines.
I would remind you, Emil, that Zaluka did swear to me if we found you. Please remember that.
Where to you? What?
She swore her loyalty to me.
Ah, I see. Yes. Of course. And he just kind of chuckles, like, like chaotic evil people would, like when you're like, yeah, you pinky promised on it. Yeah, it's just like, cool story, bro. All right. So he continues on because he want to meet everybody. Tiernan, Irenia, and Taltos. He approaches, swinging pipe, covered in gore and sweat. And he looks at all of you, and he extends a hand to you, Tiernan. Tiernan, with your incredible perception, you realize that Irenia is staring right at his junk. And he says, thank you for saving me.
You're very welcome.
You smell like the land. And as he says that, no one says inside this megalith the thing, the catchphrase. And he says,
Tiernan smirks to himself a little bit, and he says, "Well, with the help of the Fanes, I guess you could say I am ancient."
He looks around and he says, there was a time long ago when the Kavani ruled this realm. We were their only source of fear. Or so the stories say. I should very much like to return to a time like my ancestors, when we were the only thing to fear in the night.
I would like to eliminate this fear of the devil that exists. I would prefer if there was nothing other than natural weather and predators to fear. But
Oh, he gets a
that
huge
might be
smile
a
on his
little-
face, and he says, do not worry, Tiernan Beckett. There will always be predators.
Yes. But some... I'm not sure how advanced your grasp of ecology is. I don't know what's known in this world. But in some places there are things that don't belong, that encroach into a new
Yes.
environment.
Like outsiders.
speaking of a more... Yes, we'll say that.
Don't worry. It is my understanding that once all this is over, be able to leave.
It being possible to leave and us being able to leave isn't necessarily the same. But you're generally correct.
Wonderful. It is good to talk then. And he turns to Irenia and he reaches for her hand. She's still stunned by Donkey Dong, and he takes her hand and he leans in and he kisses it like he did to Anna. She blushes, stammers, and then he says, Druid, it's good to have magic such as yours on our side. Long ago my people lost the ability. Perhaps you could educate them. Return them to the natural ways. And Taltos, much shorter and slighter than this guy, kind of looks up and says, Allies, they would have to call off their worship of Mother Night. For only through reverence to the land and its spirits can powers like mine be attained. And Emil says, a pity. And he just walks away. Darius, he walks up to you. You guys are of a similar height and actually a similar build with sort of like lean muscle. And he says, Darius King, thank you for saving me. And he extends a hand to shake your hand.
Darius was sitting by this pillar and just kind of just staring out to the landscape.
Oh, like outside the safety circle?
Outside the safety circle.
Okay.
And then he looks up, he sees Emil's hand.
Mhm.
Catches sight of this dude with his dog just right in his face. He goes to stand up and he'll shake his hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Luca was pretty adamant about wanting to get you back, so...
She is a good woman. A good life mate. Good wolf. She was wise to follow Mother Night's vision and seek you out. You see and feel his eyes like traveling all over your body, looking at like the scars, the scales, the sunken flesh, the horns, the eyes, and he says, "You are being claimed by darkness."
Working with darkness.
How does it make you feel?
I don't know. Honestly, pretty restless though. Do you spar?
I do. I have heard tales of your strength. I should very much like to see for myself.
There's just gonna walk off.
All right, yeah, and then he would assume his hybrid form. And then you guys would just go at it, I guess.
Darius is more talking with this than talking.
Oh, for sure.
In general.
Yeah. So you have seen Zaluka fight, and this dude is like a bit above her as far as like overall strength and stuff. The idea that he would have lost to this Kirill guy is hard to believe in a one-on-one match, unless this Kirill guy is incredibly strong.
otherwise it would have had to be like a trick or just luck. I mean, you do live in the 5th age of magic, so Emil could have just had a lot of bad
Or it was
rolls.
just an unfair fight.
True.
We've heard there's been a bit of trickery that was happening when they went to the castle. So,
Right.
but yeah, I guess probably after I don't know, an hour or so just sparring, he'll just give a nod to Emil. Well, it's good to have you on our side then.
Indeed. And Darius, there's nothing wrong. Darkness. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. It will give you the strength to endure and to protect the things that matter most to you.
Those are starting to become short in order. But I get what you mean.
Okay. So as he returns, I think at this point they would, put on their loose-fitting clothes or whatever, and then everybody would just settle in for the night and try to gain the benefits of a long rest. Right. Keep in mind that if anyone's making recovery checks, if you are unwelcome by the Fanes, then you would have disadvantage to any of those recovery checks as well. Long resting inside the megaliths. If you don't rest inside the megalith, then you would just be camping, and then you would just gain the, a short rest and refreshing your sleep timer. It's like when one friend has like food allergies, so everyone has to go to that restaurant so that, that friend can have the food, but like everyone else want to go to different restaurants. Yeah.
Do I get to roll to remove a second exhaustion? I'm trying to remember how that shit works.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look up just now. I think it's injuries. I don't know if it's exhaustion.
I think wounds are what you get rid of faster.
Yeah.
Though it is said that in Krezk there is a lady with healing hands that she can give you rub down. It can get rid of wounds and exhaustion, but not
Shane gave
injuries.
her 5 stars on Yelp. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you look very tense. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know about her. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in the.
Yeah,
it's
just wounds.
Oh well.
Yeah. You're just tired. You gotta rest. Rest your mind and your body. So I guess that bears the question: are you guys just gonna like live at this megalith for a while, or do you want to head out? Like the werewolves will be restless for sure, but also they don't want to bring, inadequate allies with them into battle. Though this is mostly Zaluka convincing Emil not to leave early. Tiernan eavesdropping on every conversation. Because he's just like, if they are too weak to go now, then they're always going to be too weak. Which is, what a stance, right? What a stance. And she's like, they just need more time to heal. I should mention, that night, Daniel, do you get any sleep before Zaluka arrives, or do you lie awake waiting for her to show up?
Oh, that depends on the weather.
The weather remains remarkably clear, which is to say the sky is just
a thick gray soup that no light can really permeate. So no stars and barely any moon, because last night was a full moon, or sorry, a new moon. So it's really really dark. So yeah.
That's probably the most clear-headed he's been in a while. Kind of like, you know, that calm that comes after making a decision,
Oh yeah.
like a hard decision. It's like he's kind of tired of everyone pulling at him. So Luke is offering him a chance to let it go in maybe a meaningful way.
Okay.
But before she comes for him, he does two things. One, he'll go to the cairn, and kneeling before it, he's going to reach out and pull out his true silver throwing cards, remembering the young Vistani boy who taught him how to use those. And he's going to put them in there for protection, and he's not going to need them anymore. And two, and also he's gonna, you know, say, "Hey, sorry," and all that. And two, he's gonna go to the blood spear one last time.
Mhm.
And as he reaches for it, he's gonna begin the process of unattuning to it. But he also say to it, "It's like, I literally gave you my life, you son of a bitch. If I'm not good enough, who? You tell me who. You owe me that much."
Okay. Give me a charisma saving throw.
All right. Oh, is this before the long rest?
Yeah, you wouldn't have totally gained the
Okay,
benefits yet.
okay, then I'm gonna use one of my 3 DM inspirations for advantage. If I could.
Okay, well they don't go away on a long rest anymore. We don't get rid of
that's-
DM. Yeah.
Okay,
that was voted out real fast. End of last
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Okay, well I'm still gonna use one for advantage.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is just not talking to me.
So it falls away from you again, because I'm assuming someone maybe Shane propped it back up for you, like feeling kind of bad, or but yeah, it the spear is pointed at Tiernan Beckett, unmistakably, or slightly past him, Irenia or Taltos, because the three of them are kind of still off, kind of in a small group.
Or slightly past them, this bird that was flying by.
But
Or
it's
or maybe
pointing
it's gonna-
towards this group of people.
Yeah, or maybe he wants to run off with clean sweep.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fucking you. We replaced the shaft of clean sweep with Kavan's spear.
You don't
I love
replace
that.
it. You just duct tape it there, right? Like modern day token, just duct tape. That would have been maybe too powerful.
Yeah.
If somebody had duct tape as a modern day token.
All right,
Does
as
Greenlight still even have their modern day tokens? In like any group, I'm curious.
Oh. Robin Keller has one left.
Holy shit!
Yeah, she's afraid to use it.
All right.
Izzy had one left, I believe, but Izzy's not here anymore.
So yeah, unattuned to it, where it's now just a pointy stick.
Yeah.
You know, he'll pick it up and just notice how much of just a pointy stick it was, and he'll take it over and set it by the fire, and he'll leave it.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right. Well, I said if it was unattended, Tiernan would safe keep it.
He's speaking. But yeah, I assume this is after everyone else is like sleeping.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Daniel is beginning the long process of letting go. So I will just
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Well, there were a lot of feats and abilities everyone could have taken, but someone thought it would be hilarious to have a 31 passive perception. So, with your -5 from being asleep near the fire,
with your passive 26, you hear the sound of the spear being set down on the stones near the fire. As you open your eyes, I assume people with 31 passive perception don't sleep very well. I can only imagine. You kind of blearily see Daniel walking away. Yeah, right?
No. I he'll lay there for a moment, sort of just watching Daniel.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he'll leverage himself up and walk over to the spear
Oh, he just lost Scratch.
and
Oh, now
Sorry, this happened last night too. I just get randomly, like, all my audio shut off on Discord. So I just heard you watch Daniel walk away.
yeah, so he watches Daniel walk away, thinks about what Tiernan is abandoning the land in favor of a dark gift. And then he picks up the sphere, the spear, and says to it, I guess it's back to you and me.
Okay. Do you attune to it?
Let me see if I have the slots. Yeah, I do have the slots, so I will leave my axe in the spot where the spear was.
Oh, damn. Okay. Right. So, Daniel, later that night, closer to midnight probably, Zaluka would approach you. She is nude in human form, so as not to startle you as she rouses you. She leads you away from the circle of stones. Do you follow? Out into the tall grass?
He follows.
Okay. She assumes her hybrid form, never uttering any words, and she pulls you close to her in an enveloping embrace. And then you hear her sort of hot, heavy canine breath against the side of your head and your shoulder, and then you feel the pain of her teeth sinking in to your neck, your chest, your back, and your shoulder. There is pain, but at the same time, she is holding you, like carefully so as not to break you. But she keeps the pressure there of those teeth, and you know that were you to try to get away in this moment, she could just kill you, like tear out your throat.
Mm-hmm.
You feel your blood, kind of breaking to the surface from the broken skin, and just dripping down from the numerous puncture wounds of these teeth. And you can feel your HP just slowly kind of slipping away as she just kind of holds you there. And she does not let go. You feel dizzy from blood loss. You know that you're going to pass out soon, and that if you do, you might never wake up, because this is a dangerous creature. This is a monster that is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
He's,
go? Do you just go into the darkness?
I mean, he's It's not the first time someone's bitten the heck out of him, but yeah, he will grab a hold of her fur with both hands and just hold on tight till he can't anymore.
Right. The last thing you remember is that pain finally going numb, your eyes closing, and the smell of this sort of bestial, kind of monstrous creature. And when you wake in the morning, you have like a ton of like scabs forming from all the bite wounds, but you're fine and well rested. Okay.
And she couldn't even stay to snuggle. Damn.
Oh, I remember somebody else that when they got turned into a were creature, they fucking died and had to be resurrected.
Well, remember he's infected now. Nothing's gonna happen until the full moon. Yeah,
Okay.
he could still die. She can't she can't magically be like, boop, you're a werewolf.
No, that's 2 weeks from now. I checked.
Yeah.
Campaign could be over by then.
A lot of things would happen.
Right? All right, I'll add it to the oh, I made it that date. Oh, guess it instantly happened. Hold on. There we go. All right, well, I'll add it to the calendar. You guys figure out what you're doing next.
Getting rid of the 470 pounds of horse bones that are weighing down the fucking wagon.
I'm making my way through them.
Yeah, I think 470 pounds is still gonna take a while.
I mean, Emil and Zaluka would like to help you. Zaluka says, we could always give these to the pack as part of a celebration when we take back over.
Yeah. Sure. Darius's mother, it's not like I'm gonna die if I don't have my bones or anything, but alright.
Alright, so what now, y'all? What do you do now?
I think this would also be I don't think this would be the first night, but I think this is Darius kind of now adjusting to his second tier where he doesn't have to sleep as long. And now he's just kind of just walking around the faint circle, just looking out into the darkness. Probably also just testing out a couple of his abilities while other people are sleeping. But yeah, I guess when everyone wakes up. See, I would say next move, head to the tower.
You guys want to go back to the map? I could take you guys back to the map.
Actually, yeah, that'd probably be best.
Yeah, we talked about going back to the tower and then doing the wolf thing and then down to the pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably don't need Davian on there. And then you guys are old ancient megaliths. There you go. Okay, so you're talking about going to the tower. All right, that's gonna swing by Jenny's. Did you want to check in on her, or just not get distracted and just head to the tower?
Shane wouldn't mind going to Jenny's.
Yeah, I think Tierden feels a lot closer to Jenny now, even though he hasn't actually seen her since stuff went down with him. But
Right.
she knows and is knowledgeable about all the Fane stuff. So yeah, I think he would want to stop in.
Do you guys, since you did so well with the last challenge, or long, fast travel challenge,
do you want to avoid the road, which is long and meandering, and will take you through Valakai, and just cut through the woods? Because you have to go through the woods anyways to get to Jenny, so...
Yeah. I say skip Valakai.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
Alright. That's a significantly shorter journey. What's the slowest movement speed we have in the party right now?
I think Shane and Tiernan are both
Yeah, I'm just
encumbrance
default.
one.
Well, I'm not encumbered anymore.
Oh, good.
You just slow as hell from other reasons? Or no, like what's the lowest speed?
I'm
yeah,
at
I think it'd
20.
be Shane at 20, right?
Alright. Alright. So this journey is only 20 miles, which is good. But you are going slow. Okay. So we'll take a little over a day. Do you want to try to push? That would mean you'd have to make a con save against exhaustion at some point. And would also increase the DC of the journey overall. Or are you okay with just camping that night right before you get to
Yeah, we
Jules?
can do that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Does my Nature's Ward additionally beasts and plants will not attack you unless provoked or magically coerced?
Mhm.
Is that just like we'll get into combat with beasts, but they'll target other people, or is
Yes,
that
it's
like they'll
literally
avoid?
just you?
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Like charm person. Like
yeah.
Okay, you're my friend, but I'm gonna kill everyone else. Yeah, that kind of thing.
As afraid that's what you're gonna say.
Actually, you wouldn't really be able to push because I didn't have slow pace with difficult terrain. So this is actually going to take a bit of time to get there, going through the woods. But you avoid Valakai, which is good. So that would be 2, and then there'd be a third one. You get there the night of the second day. Ideally, you would be passing through the Luna River crossroads. And you'd be passing by the Vistani camp, who have moved back to the area outside of Valakai.
Oh.
So this will be 5 checks total. All right. Then let's see what the weather is like for you guys.
I mean, just to ask, would anyone want to stop by the Stani there?
If we know they're there, I think it'd be kind of cool to talk to what's his name, the no nose guy.
Oh, Kesimir, right? I keep calling him Kesimir, but what is it? Yeah, no nose guy. Such a hard name for me to remember. I'll look it up in the adventure real quick. There's just too many between all the games I'm running. There's too many NPCs to remember everybody's name. Let me go grab that real quick. Oh, yeah. I mean, because you remember speaking to him before about certain things that might be of interest.
Yeah,
I'm
it'd
assuming.
be Casimir Velikov. He wanted us to go to the Amber Temple and to take him with us.
Casimir, not Kisamir. All right, there we go. Yes. Got him. Casimir Velikov. Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you want to just do a route there in case that changes your mind, or do you want me to just throw that in as like a cutscene during your travels?
Does it align with when we would be taking a rest?
Would it be like
You know
the
what?
halfway
It
point?
could. Yeah, that would be great. Okay. We'll say that you did it during the stopover. Okay. So all right, you'll do 5 checks. We got to see what the weather's like. Here we go.
10, so it's just your average shitty weather. So it's a DC 16. So we'll need 5 DC 16s. Let me go to. Where did the player map go now? There we go. All right. Grab you guys. Throw you into initiative. Oh, look at that. I guess you're already in initiative. Probably would lie with the clock was broken again. Love it. Roll everybody. All right. So, Shane, how are you contributing to this journey?
I think he would actually try to kind of scout ahead a little bit using his stealth and knowing that the wolves are going to be much better, obviously, at doing it, but just trying to keep a lookout and being quieter than some of the other people are.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. DC 16. All right. 23 is a success. Okay. Next up is Anna. How are you contributing towards this journey?
We're walking through the forest.
Mm-hmm. Almost exclusively forest. You're going to go onto the road for a couple of miles so you can cross the bridge, and then you're back into the forest.
I think she will just try to keep everybody's spirits up and make
Okay.
sure they keep going. Since she doesn't suffer from exhaustion, why should they? And she
All right.
continues to offer that support.
Oof. All right. Okay. It doesn't go over too well. Doesn't go over too well. You want to keep it or try to reroll?
As keep it.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's all the dark passengers. Maybe it's post-traumatic stress from your time in Castle Ravenloft. But Anna's words, you wish they fell on deaf ears. Yeah, it feels like more of the same. All right, Darius, how do you contribute towards this travel?
Second verse, same as the first. Athletics check.
Move heavy things.
Yep.
Oh, okay. 10 is not going to make it.
Hmm.
You let it ride?
How many successes do we need?
Well, you're just going to keep all the successes and all the
Right.
failures. Yeah.
Um.
For a spicier journey, a Solasta journey.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with spice.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll roll you bust a dragon drug ring and have to fight 6 dragons. I mean,
Hell yeah.
yeah, like who knows?
That sounds like
Maybe
Celeste.
maybe the Berserker Bros who were actually added to this campaign and none of the groups have run into them. Makes me sad.
Wait,
All
really?
right.
We ran into
Yeah.
a bunch of berserkers before, but
No, but you didn't run into the Berserker Bros.
oh, okay. Now I'm tempted.
Tiernan, how are you contributing?
I'm gonna look at things real good.
Oh my god. All right, go for it.
And now that I'm not exhausted, it's back up to a 32 where it's supposed to be.
Not a great showing from you with a 20, but I'll take it. That's a success. Daniel.
All right. Feeling a new sort of kinship with Zulika and maybe her husband. He will spend some time out riding with them.
Okay. That's almost a critical success, but that's a success. Okay. So with the nat 1, you have 3 successes and 3 failures. So I need 6 D100 rolls so that we can craft a story about this journey that you took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 1 more. Hey, nice. Okay. So we'll do the 3 good ones first. Okay. That's fun. Okay. So I will bank that real quick. And then next up is
Wow. Okay, that's fun. And then, oh, that's cool too. Okay. All right. So those are three pretty good boons. Not bad. Let's see what bad shit happened. All right. 69, 70, and 89. Okay. Oh.
That's a good O, though.
I'm sure it's fine. And then the last one was 86. Oh, okay. How unusual. Okay. So during your journey, overall, the journey goes really well, and you will arrive 25% earlier than planned. So you arrive at Jenny's midday instead of at sunset. During the journey, just for whatever reason, either the weather stayed nice or you're just feeling it, Mr. Krabs. You gain the buff Happy Feet. So for 24 hours after arriving at your destination, everyone gets a +5 to their movement speed. And then Guiding Stars. Everyone gets advantage to their next survival check within the next 24 hours. So those are your boons. So overall, we could say that despite the hardships that you're going to suffer, it was a successful and expedient journey. So that's good. Maybe you guys were just really vibing with nature this time around. However, there were some bad things that happened. Let's see. That the night that you would have slept, which we're saying would be on the outskirts of the Vistani camp, but out of hopefully view of the village of Valakai. I need everyone to roll a d20. The highest will be the target of this event. Okay, I need one more from Shane Masters. Okay, so the highest is Anna.
And I rolled 2, so I put keep lowest because of my ability.
Oh, right, because you
Whenever I
are...
had to randomly roll dice, I pick the most advantageous roll.
Okay,
So
okay.
I assume lower is better. So.
Lower is better for this particular one. Yeah. Anna, give me a D10. All right, you sleep soundly. But you are haunted by nightmares. Your maximum HP goes down by 7. This is a curse-based effect. You can try to find a silver lining by telling us about your nightmares for a DM inspiration.
She is thinking about the sword. And she goes back to the time when she was living with the Dursts. And she remembers Gustav giving her gifts. And it was never the gifts that she disliked. It's what came after. Because she knew that there would be something that she would have to do. And considering what just happened recently, her mind goes to many horrible places.
Yeah, I could see that. All right. So yeah, just if you have already been a victim of this ability, I guess just add to your notes on it. Otherwise, notate that your max HP was reduced because of a curse, so that later on you're like, why is my max HP 7 lower than it's supposed to be?
Does it ever go away on a long rest?
No.
Okay, because this did actually happen to Darius before, so I think it cleared
Yeah.
off when I hit the long rest button.
Oh yeah, no. As long as these hags are still on the loose, they have your hit points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have to make a note.
But it is noteworthy that they did not come for you at Castle Ravenloft, and they did not come for you at the megaliths of the plains, or the central megaliths, I guess. So that might be important information. All right. Let's see. Okay. I need someone to roll a die. I just need even die. I just need odd or even number. Okay. What do we got? Ooh, even number. Okay. I need everyone to well, you rolled the 2. Give me a D3, Tiernan. Okay. I need everyone to type into chat an item they consider to be of moderate to high, but not essential value to the party.
Is this an item in general or one that is on us?
No, it's an item in general. It's just looking at everything the party has. What do you consider to be a moderate to high importance? Not financial value, unless you think that financial value is important, but a high value item, but it is not essential. So it's not like a key item where you break your Skyrim save by accidentally killing a quest NPC or something, like, or any of the earlier Larian games where you sold that book you needed for the quest, and then you and your kid had to go to every merchant in the game trying to figure out who you sold the fucking book to, and it was like 3 fucking hours of trying to find that fucking book.
Crash.
Oh, sorry.
Crash.
Anyways.
Crash. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Yeah, sorry.
You're going deep. You're going in deep.
Listen, if you've never played Divinity Original Sin 1, don't bother. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Just don't. Just there's plenty of other good games out there. Don't play it. All right, I'm waiting to see. I need these items.
I'm thinking.
Oh, Sword Strahd just gave her. Or Jack's jacket. Jenny's good berries. How many good berries are left, Daniel?
There are 7 left.
Okay, fair enough. These are good answers so far. Definitely, what's happening here is related more to the value non-fiscally of these things. Okay, fair enough. I just need. All right, Darius. Interesting one. Okay.
Fuck, I can't think. I don't know. Let me look in the cart real quick.
That's what I was thinking.
So, Darius, why do you feel that the key to Dirt's Manor is so important?
It was the start of all this bullshit, and I'd rather
Okay.
forget it.
Okay. But then wouldn't it be good to get rid of the key? Then you would be able to forget it? It feels like you're holding on to the key.
Oh, wait, sorry. The question was of
these are this is importance, right? It's important to the party. Like moderate to high importance, but it's not essential to finishing the campaign. So it can't be like, it won't be like a key quest item. Like, you know that the Spear of Kavan is a key quest item, so that wouldn't be on the list.
Okay, sorry. I heard that completely wrong.
Oh, no worries.
Damn, this actually is tough.
Man, I feel like I'm dropping the fattest Faxpiration question. Like, you guys are like, man, we could have just had some random encounters, y'all. Like,
I'm just trying to remember what everybody's got, right? Because like, I don't carry very much on Tiernan.
all right, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. Then you just put whatever comes to mind. Damn. Okay. All right, so I'll do a odd or even real quick for Anna. So Anna, you can keep that sword. It's gonna be Jack's jacket if it comes up. And we'll roll this d5. All right. Daniel, at some point during the night or during the travels, maybe you noticed the morning of the second day as you're kind of checking your equipment and getting packed up or whatever. All of Jenny's good berries are gone.
Oh man. He's just looking at everyone's faces, looking for like, the berry smear. It's like, who took them?
All right. You remember with them missing that tender moment when she gave them to you and she
Mhm.
hugged you and she told you she believed in you.
Yeah, it was a reward for good deeds.
All right.
Yeah.
So, if you would like to participate in this third event, you may roll a d20. If no one rolls a d20, all of you must roll a d20, and we'll take the highest number. Oh, okay.
Such a
Going-
fucking Anna thing to do.
Going once, going twice.
Oh,
Whoa,
shit.
whoa! Daniel's like, I'm definitely gonna win.
Never mind.
All right. Going once, going twice. All right, Anna. At some point during the night, you've already spoken with Casimir. Everybody's Casimir, and you've already settled in for the night. Maybe you've woken from those disturbing dreams. You feel your vitality, such as it is, drained. But sitting across from you on a log is a form. The form seems to be composed of tendrils made of shadows. Hold on, I'm gonna change the music out real quick. We'll go back to this tense music. Here you go. It seems to be made of shadows. As it stares at you, you see that its eyes are two single white dots of light in an otherwise featureless face that is just, if you didn't know any better, twisting, thorny vines composed of living shadow. Looking around, you see that everyone else is asleep. Even the people of the Vistani camp, the lights are all dim. There's barely any moon able to shine through the clouds. And there is a stillness to the land. The creature looks at you and says, you wake. That is good. I was worried none would hear my passing. As a reward, I will bless you, but only if you can answer my riddles 3.
Oh no.
If you fail to answer all 3, you will die. If you answer all 3, you will be blessed. If you fall in between, I will deliver suffering on you and those you hold dear. Are you ready to begin?
Do I have a choice?
You feel like the pressure of this entity kind of pushing down on you, and with a very heavy weight to the words, it says no.
And yes, I'm ready.
All right, so OOC, this is a meta challenge, so you don't get to roll any dice. You must answer these riddles. Only you in your heart know if you Googled them, and you'll have to live with the shame of doing that. I can't be there to watch you. You may not phone a friend, and others, you cannot provide the answer. You may only watch helplessly as Anna tries to answer these riddles. You ready?
Hit me.
All right. So the first one, the creature just stares at you and says, I don't have eyes, but once I did see. I once had thoughts, now white and empty.
An egg.
All right. So as you say that, you feel any materials, tools, blah blah. You gain a misfortune and a point of exhaustion. And since this is happening during a long rest, it would be when you wake up. You had a really rough night. All right. The creature says, disappointing. Perhaps your death will be interesting. The second riddle. My life can be measured in hours. I only serve to be devoured. Slim, I am quick. Fat, I am slow. Wind is my foe.
Handle.
All right, you see the faintest nod from the head area of the entity, and it says, "Well, you can breathe easy. Your life is yours for now." The final riddle. Never resting, never still, moving silently from hill to hill. It does not walk, run, or trot. All is cool where it is not.
That's a good one. Ooh. Can you put it in?
I can,
Dungeons?
yep.
Thank you. The last line is throwing me. This is wrong. I'm going to say wind.
Okay. You feel pain. Let's see, if you have no spell slots to lose, you kind of have spell slots, I guess. I don't know. So I guess when you wake, you will suffer true damage equal to your character level times your proficiency bonus. Okay. The entity says, thank you for indulging my loneliness and boredom. There was a time when souls were plentiful, and there were many to play with. Now, I feel so alone. And as it says that, you see the eyes close, and as they do, all is darkness. And you do the second waking up from dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Where you thought you were awake, but you weren't actually awake. You do that thing. So you woke from the dirt's nightmare into that one, and then into the other thing. And as you wake up, you feel that tremendous weight of whatever that encounter was come crashing down on you with a
She immediately goes to Daniel's Goodberries and just eats them all.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right.
Nice.
So that was your trip. That was your little journey that you guys took. That's nice. All right. You guys meet with Casimir at some point. So let me grab him. Casimir. This handsome fella. All right. So you request an audience with him that the Dusk Elves ask for him. He invites you into his home, for he has nothing to fear from death. For his life has been far worse. You do also look around at the Duskos village, and you do not see Lyre anywhere, which is interesting. All right. So he says to you, "What has brought you back to me? Are you ready to ascend the mountain?"
Oh,
Hey. Yeah, once again, I got no sound out of
oh
Discord.
my god, the little fucking cam face is jumping away from your picture when you join.
Did you guys where did I get cut off? Could you hear me the whole time and I just couldn't hear you?
He asked
or-
if we were ready to head up the mountain.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And you said?
Hannah doesn't answer because she's pretty messed up right now.
Okay, yeah. Does anybody else answer?
Daniel's never met this guy, so
Oh yeah. Oh yes, then he would introduce himself. So, oh man, that's good music, but maybe a little too much. There we go. All right, we'll just go with this. Oh yeah, so he would look to you, Daniel, and Shane. You haven't met this guy either, right?
Correct.
Okay, and he would say, "I am Casimir Velikov. I am of the Dust Guild. I have spoken with your allies at length past about a journey, a dangerous one. My heart is filled with hope that you have returned for me, that we might make that journey together."
It's nice to meet you. I am Shane Masters, and I think that, and he doesn't want to really speak for everybody, but so he kind of looks around first, and if no one really stops him, then he would continue. I
Hannah
think
just nods you on. Yeah.
we will soon be making the way south to through Solenka Pass, and that would bring us close to. I mean, I assume everyone told him what he wants to, where he wants to go, but before we met, that will bring us on the way to the temple.
Then you do not plan to go all the way to the temple?
I don't relish making such a long journey twice, so if you all feel up to it, then it seems an opportune time.
Please.
He told us that he wants us to go there. Did he tell us why?
Nope.
Nope. He says, please, if you go, take me with you. I am a wizard. Great power.
Last time,
I can help you make the journey.
Oh, see, I think the only information that we know of is that Lyre had told us that Casimir had a reason to go up there, and it was stupid. That was it. that's all we know. So take that
last
as
time we
it is.
talked to you about this, we were new here. We didn't know what you asked. We know about the Ember Temple now.
Yes. It has marked you. I can see it. Many of you. Are you not curious? What is inside you? What has touched you, claimed you. Do you not want to for yourself?
And we'll throw this to Casimir and kind of see how he takes it.
Okay.
We had made plans to go there eventually. We planned to meet the Dark Lord there
Eh?
and see if he openly reacts to that.
Oh yeah, he does. He seems confused. What business would the Dark Lord have? His time there was long ago. The temple already claimed him.
Changes the subject. Long ago, I promised that we would help you.
I remember you were of a different face, of a fresher sort. And you see, like, the remnants of his tongue, because some of it's been like chopped out, like kind of lick across his scarred lips, and he says, "Not that I would discount your beauty. I remember your vow that I saw in your eye. And I hear it. Huh?
You're a real fan crash.
Oh, sorry. He says he saw in your eyes an unbreakable spirit.
We would consider helping you, but not blindly, especially after what happened last night. I would ask what you want before we agree any further.
I told you that I am a wizard of some strength, and with the magics of the arcane do not have the same power to be divine. My studies have told me that the Lich Exenter has broken such boundaries. I seek to know further that I might learn the for myself. Once I have them, you'll gladly bring them from the state. Any
Does Daniel have the Psychic Whispers up? Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, you.
No.
No.
We did. That's long expired.
I mean, is it a daily practice? Because if it is, then that's fine. I just need to know. Like, we don't have to live every morning like we're playing a Pathfinder 1 video game, and you have to run through your 50 fucking buffs before you can have your first encounter of the day. Like, so if you have something that is like, you just say, hey, this is my daily routine. Like, every morning, unless I say otherwise, I do this, this, and this. Like, I'm okay with that.
All right, yeah, fair enough. During travel would be probably during scenes. It'd probably have to be on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh,
Fair
because
enough.
the
Could be up
duration,
then.
your duration's not 24 hours or whatever, right? Like, you only
Well,
have a certain.
Yeah, I roll a psychic die, so it's variable, 1 to 8 hours.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then yeah, I guess in this instance you guys wouldn't have it up unless Anna had the foresight to ask before we had the scene, which
She
she
does
didn't.
not.
Yeah. Okay. So fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
roll with it. All right. I love it. So yeah, those words, I don't know how they hit each of you, but they are spoken with a surety. Like, he knows that if he gets these notes, he is a strong enough wizard that he can shape his magic to bring back the dead. Not like a necromancer zombie, but like, as he said, free them from the cycle of souls that binds this land. Like, he will bring them back to life. And
This is
he will do this for you
Is
if
this
you
what?
get him
Oh.
if you bring him there so that he can get the information.
I mean, Tiernan looks at Darius, and he's like, "This is our way to get Darius back." So Tiernan says, "We should do this."
I mean, it would be nice to have somebody with some magic that always seems to be aimed at us.
Darius, what do you think?
Crash. How does my roommate feel about this?
I think going to the Tamer Temple's a baller idea.
That I
Awesome.
already knew, but specifically what he's talking about, bringing people back and stuff.
I mean,
The temple was
you know.
always on Darius' mind at some point, but not.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
like, I mean, you're not really getting anything. It just seems to be backseat passenger, just quietly listening to conversation. Other than like, yeah, man, armed travel, aren't a good idea. Yeah. Now, as you're ruminating on this, Casimir looks at Anna and the intensity of this fucking stare. The intensity of this fucking stare. And he says, I will speak to journey danger. The entrance to the temple is guarded. The dragon.
Fortunately, I'm not getting any of that. It's real quiet whenever you change the voice.
Really? That's weird. Okay. I thought I had fixed all these in my game thing. So he
I don't know
says,
if he's intentionally supposed to be quiet or.
Well, he is, because he's all fucked up. He doesn't have a lot of parts,
Okay,
you
so
know.
then maybe
like,
it's
yeah.
Maybe the sound's not picking up because of the quietness.
Okay. So I'll just pick it up a little bit. He says, I will be honest with you. The way to the Ember Temple is beyond danger. When I told you you must grow in strength, it was not an idle warning. The way is guarded by Argenvoth, the dragon who fell in battle against the Dark Lord. His spirit is bound in service and will make our attempts to reach the Ember Temple difficult. I have studied this foe and I know its weakness. I will share it with you should we make the journey together.
I think Shane would, kind of pop off at this point and say,
okay.
That is one of my main reasons for wanting to go through the pass. I seek to free its spirit. Will your magic help with that?
Possibly. Though, one who has been forced into undeath cannot have their soul return to the living. Though we could grant the creature peace.
Casimir, you're wrong. That's all she says.
All right. I guess he'll look at you and try to puzzle that one out a little bit. Let's see. He says, if you speak of the revenants of Argynvostholt, they will always be undead. There is no return to life for them. Or if there is such power in magic, it is beyond my ability and knowledge. But I do know that those who have died, bring them back. Though, perhaps, Exanther's notes have solutions even for this problem. If that is the case, well, imagine an ancient dragon reborn and fighting beside you.
Does anyone have a problem with helping this elf?
Shane just shakes his head side to side.
No issues.
We will help you, Casimir.
Right.
It's just a matter of when. You doing this now?
You can accompany us now. We're not headed straight to the temple. We have to reunite the
If you
leader
had
of the
to
werewolves.
guess, with your medical training and perception, this man has a 6 constitution.
Hell yeah.
He is.
We'll pick you
He
back
is,
up on
yeah,
the way.
he is only going to go for temple.
Exactly
will
what I
be-
thought.
It will be the hardest escort quest you've ever had in any game ever.
Look, I just had to carry.
Yeah.
This
just
is
had to
a
carry a
wizard
fucking
who has a
case
D,
from the
what, 6
Sphinx's
hit die?
temple all the way across the
Yeah.
map.
God forbid he's a second age wizard, which technically is where he's from is the second age man. Then he's got D4 with a
Oh,
-2 to every die roll.
Even better. So he has
Yeah.
like what, 20 hit points?
It ain't great. I'm gonna put it out there. It ain't great. But I mean, if all this is on the up and up, I mean, holy shit. Holy shit. All right. Also, you're kind of at a point where it would be a hard sell for Emil and Zaluka to be like, "We're back together. Everybody's ready to kick some ass.
We're gonna
Let's
detour."
not liberate our people. Instead, let's go to a death trap dungeon together." So they would
Well,
push very hard to go.
Yeah, that's what Darius brought up when.
Also,
originally
OOC meta. This is the end game dungeon more so than the castle. So
Yeah.
if you have low hanging fruit of milestones like making Zaluka happy, finishing
Reading a
up the
fucking
werewolf
book.
stuff, reading a book, these are things that you might want to do before you proceed to the Amber Temple.
Mhm.
I think
and these are things that you
original-
could think about. Yeah.
Originally, we
Oh.
joked when we talked with this guy, he had a red exclamation mark. Is it still red? Or
No,
has it-
it
or
would
is
be
it gonna-
like an orange color now. It'd be
Okay,
like
it's at
orange
least
color.
gone down
Yeah.
some shades.
Yeah.
What if we come back in 2 weeks and then it gives him time to prepare?
Oh yeah, sure.
Mm.
2 weeks for
Mm.
for an elf of undetermined age. That's like nothing. So
Yeah.
okay, so we'll leave
Yeah.
off with this big huge plot drop. This and that's actually we're at time. So this is a good place to leave off. Next session, we could either continue with this conversation if you had further things you wanted to ask. Else, we would continue with you arriving at Jenny's around noon. That work for everybody?
Fine with either.
All right. Man, and nobody found any of the Easter eggs I hid on all the maps today for Easter. Can't believe. No, I didn't do that. That sounds like something Dom or Red would do, honestly. And I mean that in like a very affectionate way. But like, yeah, I did not hide any Easter eggs around the map. All right.
Here's
Good
the Easter
job.
egg. You survived. Congratulations.
Yeah, there you go. That's a golden nugget Easter egg right there. Whew.
All right, my very busy weekend continues, so I've got to go to my next thing. But congratulations on staying alive. It actually sounds like, despite all that's happening, you guys feel a bit more unified. It's almost like you're like setting aside your personal things, and you're like, we'll just settle these things that we all know need to be settled before we worry about our conflicting goals. And honestly, right now, I think that's the only way forward. So, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Even with the people that are plotting to kill the other members.
Yeah.
I only made
mean-
more plans to kill more of the party this week.
Yeah.
We're so much more unified.
You know,
The irony,
for
the
granting
irony that I find is that the evil people are like, we need to work together.
I know,
And
right?
the good people are like, we're going to kill you.
Darius is loyal to a fault to the people who he's had his trust in, and then those
Oh,
people
yeah.
are just like,
No,
yeah,
it's-
he can die. He's a frontliner. If he just happens, to, catch a bullet to the side, it's fine. Yeah, okay.
Oof.
Everything
I
is
see how it
okay
is.
at the moment.
I
but
feel like all
soon-
this came up in session 0, though. Full disclaimer. I feel like I did say that there could be some PvP in this campaign specifically because of things that might, dark powers and temptations and things like that.
Yeah,
So,
Tyrion is too afraid that after we get to the point where what we've accomplished is like what we want to accomplish is done. Assuming all of that goes excellently, we still are at the end with just 2 people versus the 3 powered up juicing evil people.
Yeah. Yeah, if I knew you
That's
guys were
the
going to go
biggest
full chaotic
concern.
evil monsters, I would have maybe shaped my builds a little differently.
Yeah,
I don't know if
his-
your
his
build has anything to do with that. I
big-
think your personal tastes have a lot to do with it. Let's be,
I have to agree with Juan.
I'm about to
here.
say
the two.
I'm just saying. In Nightfall, I know of a very evil sharpshooting gunslinger, and I mean, he didn't build to be evil. You know what I'm saying, baby? It just happened. It just happened to him. Oh yeah. Whew.
Yeah, it's hard to play evil. I grew up in the '80s with
Yeah,
Western
no.
RPGs that
You
tell
and my
you're the
kid. You and
hero.
my kid. We played
Yeah.
Fable together, and they went full good guy. And then we went to play Fable 2 because there's only 2 Fables, so we went to play Fable 2. And they were like, this time I'm gonna be evil. And I was like, oh yeah? They're like, yeah, I'm gonna be so evil. Well, the first time you get to be evil is to abuse a stray dog. In Fable 2, and they sat there holding the controller, just shaking, just staring at the screen, and they were like, you could just hear the inner monologue, like, well, shit, you know what I mean? And then I was like, after about 5 minutes of like tears welling in their eyes, I was like, we could just be good, and they're like, okay, and then they like,
we can be evil on the next choice. It's fine.
Now,
Yeah.
playing selfishly evil Kishara and playing megalomaniac evil Zeglu was fantastic, but
the best time I've had playing evil is definitely Baldur's Gate 3. I definitely felt the most like rewarded and like punished, but not punished like foolishly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I felt like being evil in that game and having evil companions, they still did everything I want from an evil party. Like they still had each other's backs, they still cared about each other. But they were like, yeah, make them eat their kids. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like so it was like really well done. It was like very practical evil. And I think that is how it has to be. You can't have people showing up for an evil party and everyone's like, I'm the most evil. Wah, 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 wah. Like that's not gonna work, right? But like you can have an evil party and the evil party can work. See my Saltmarsh Sun game. Like they were all very evil. And they still managed to yeah, oh my god, yeah. But they made it work. They made it work. So all right, I have to go. Great game. I'll see you guys around, and we'll continue next week.
Thanks,
all
man.
right, see you. I've got to take off right away this time too.
Yep. Talk to you
Bye.
guys later.
Talk to you guys later. And thanks everyone for watching. Catch you later.